to be heard. Stick to the frequency that amplifies these voices, stories, and reports that make the difference. This is Agidigbo News, 88.7 FM.
This is Kunle Amzat Studio, Agidigbo 88.7 FM. Welcome to News Around the World.
Good evening, welcome to the news around the world on the most listened to radio station, Agidigbo 88.7 FM, Ibadan. I am Bowale Akimbode. First, the headlines. President Tinubu commiserates with Kwara over killings. Nigerian Air Force to retrieve service weapons from retired personnel. United States Court orders Uber to pay $8.5 million over claim driver raped passenger. President Trump refuses to apologize over video showing the Obamas as apes. Eniola Balaji, two others depart for World Championship in Bahrain. Now the details. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has commiserated with the government and people of Kwara over the recent killings in Woro and Nuku communities in Kaima local government area. Senator Shetima, who spoke on behalf of President Tinubu during a condolence visit to the state today, described the incident as tragic and shocking, noting that the victims were peaceful residents engaged in legitimate livelihoods. The Vice President disclosed that the federal government had deployed a battalion of the Nigerian Army to the area, assuring that all necessary measures were being taken to restore peace and security, and had also directed the Director General of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to mobilize relief materials to provide humanitarian support to the victims. In his response, Governor Abdurrahman Abdurrazak of Kwara State thanked the President and Vice President, describing the federal government's response as swift and reassuring. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has launched a major overhaul of Nigeria's sports sector, directing key government ministries and agencies to revamp sports funding and boost the industry's economic viability. President Tinubu announced this plan on his verified X handle, highlighting sports as a powerful symbol of national unity and global influence. The President also noted that the reforms anchored on the Renewed Hope Initiative for Nigeria's sport economy aims to transform sport into a driver of job creation, tourism investment, and global influence. President Tinubu further pledged that Nigerian sport would be planned, properly funded, and competitive, with athletes receiving early support, thorough preparations, and proud celebrations. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA), known as Nigeria's primary agency responsible for combating drug trafficking and abuse, has mentioned new proactive measures in curbing drug abuse, adopting a two-pronged approach focusing on supply and demand reduction. Speaking with Agidigbo FM, Deputy Zonal Commander for Intelligence Zone 9, Mr. Akonde Olasumbo, highlighted the agency's strategy, emphasizing the need for a sustained effort to combat drug abuse.
What are the things that they should expect if they didn't quit the habit of taking drugs? So we believe that by doing this, the numbers of people you see on the street taking hard drugs will reduce. About the menace and what are the things that they should expect if they didn't quit the habit of taking drugs. So we believe that by doing this, the numbers of people you see on the street taking hard drugs will reduce. Some of them probably through peer pressures, through societal vices, societal things.
Lastly, the Deputy Zonal Commander, Mr. Akonde Olasumbo, urged parents, religious leaders, and community leaders to take responsibility for addressing the issue, emphasizing that curbing drug abuse requires collective effort. The Nigerian Air Force NAF has announced plans to properly account for and retrieve service weapons from retired personnel, in line with the provisions of the Firearms Act. This was disclosed during the Chief of the Air Staff parley with Nigerian Air Force veterans in Abuja today, where the CAS Air Marshal Sunday Aneke was represented by the Chief of Administration Air Vice Marshal Anthony Martins. According to the service, the move is part of ongoing efforts to address personal security concerns of senior veterans while ensuring compliance with extant laws governing the possession of firearms. The Ogun State government has reaffirmed its commitment to collaborating with the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, development partners, and other stakeholders to tackle the growing challenge of human trafficking in the state. The Director of Education Support Services, Dr. Oluwabisi Akinola, made this known during the inauguration of the Anti-Trafficking and Violence Against People in Abeokuta, the state capital. Dr. Akinola also noted that collaboration with schools, NAPTIP, and ICMPD is aimed at empowering learners and teachers with adequate knowledge to identify, prevent, and respond to trafficking cases. The education director further revealed that female students had been lured with promises of accommodation or incentives, only to be sexually exploited, therefore calling for collective action to create safer environments and raise awareness about the dangers of human trafficking and forced labor. And now it is time to link up with our United Kingdom studio for the foreign news.
News from Oluwasegun Studio at Gidigbo FM. United Kingdom, I am Olushola Damilola. Former UK Prime Minister Gordon Brown has told the journalist that the situation facing Sir Keir Starmer is very serious. Starmer is under mounting pressure from Labour MPs after he decided to appoint Lord Madison as the UK-US ambassador in 2024, even as Madison's relationship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein was a matter of public record. Brown said it was a mistake for Starmer to appoint Madison, admitting he had also made a mistake to bring him into his own cabinet. Brown's remark came as police concluded a search of 2 homes linked to Madison after email exchange released in the latest Epstein file suggested he passed on market-sensitive government information to Epstein. Gordon Brown added that Sir Keir is a man of integrity who wants to do the right thing. The former Prime Minister also stated that he believes Madison betrayed his country by leaking the sensitive information. A U.S. court has ordered Uber to pay $8.5 million to a woman who said she was raped by a man driving for the ride-share company. The federal lawsuit was heard in Arizona, where a jury deliberated for 2 days before finding that Uber was responsible for the driver's behavior. The plaintiff, Jaylene Dean, said she was sexually assaulted in the car while taking an Uber to a hotel in 2023. She claimed Uber had been aware of a wave of sexual assault committed by its driver but refused to take basic action to improve safety. Although Uber said it intended to appeal against the verdicts. And that ends the news. From Oluwasegun Studio at Gidigbo FM. United Kingdom, I am Olushola Damilola.
Welcome back. We shall also be moving to our Maryland studio, United States, for more foreign news.
News from Kule Amzat Studio, Agidigbo FM, United States. I am Oluwatosin Soya. President Donald Trump posted a blatantly racist video clip portraying former President Barack Obama and the former First Lady Michelle Obama as apes, but insisted he had nothing to apologize for, even after he deleted the video following an outcry. The clip set to "The Lion Sleeps Tonight" was placed near the end of a 62-second video that promoted conspiracy theories about the 2020 election and was among a flurry of links posted by Mr. Trump. It was the latest in a pattern by Mr. Trump of promoting offensive imagery and slurs about Black Americans and others. Speaking to reporters on Air Force One on Friday, Mr. Trump said he only saw the beginning of the video and not the whole thing. He then tried to deflect blame, suggesting he had given the link to someone else to post and did not regret it. The White House response to the video over the course of the day, from defiance to retreat to doubling down, was a remarkable glimpse into an administration trying to control the damage in the face of a widespread outrage, including from the president's own party. The clip was in line with Mr. Trump's history of making degrading remarks about people of color, women, and immigrants, and he has for years singled out the Obamas. Across Mr. Trump's administration, racist images and slogans have become common on government websites and accounts, with the White House, Labor Department, and Homeland Security Department all having promoted posts that echo white supremacist messaging. Iran will strike U.S. bases in the Middle East if it is attacked by U.S. forces that have massed in the region, its foreign minister said on Saturday, insisting that this should not be seen as an attack on the countries hosting them. Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi spoke to reporters after Tehran and Washington pledged to continue indirect nuclear talks following what both sides described as positive discussions on Friday in Oman, while Araghchi said no date had yet been set for the next round of negotiations. U.S. President Donald Trump said they could take place early next week. Trump has threatened to strike Iran after a U.S. Navy built up in the region, demanding that it renounce uranium enrichment, a possible pathway to nuclear bombs, as well as stopping ballistic missile development and support for armed groups around the region. Tehran has long denied any intent to weaponize nuclear fuel production. And that ends the news from Kule Amzat Studio, Agidigbo FM, United States. I am Oluwatosin Sonya.
Welcome back now to the exciting world of sport. World number 2 para-badminton player and Paralympic bronze medalist Eniola Bolaji, alongside 2 other Nigerian athletes, is departed the country for the Para-Badminton World Championship in Bahrain, scheduled to take place from the 8th to 14th February. Bolaji will be competing in the second international outing of the year, following an impressive gold medal performance at the Egypt International Championship in January, where she reaffirmed her status as one of the world's top para-badminton players. Nigeria would also be represented by 2024 Paralympian Chigozie Jeremiah in the men's category, while Chinyere Okoro will fly the nation's flag in the women's event as Nigeria's sole representative. Speaking after the team's departure, the president of the Badminton Federation of Nigeria (BFN), Francis Obi, expressed strong confidence in the athletes' readiness and ability to deliver outstanding performances for the country. Obi also commended the National Sports Commission and GIG Logistics for their continued support, noting that their contributions have been instrumental in enabling the athletes' participation in key international ranking tournaments. To wrap up the news this evening, here is a recap of the headlines. President Tinubu commiserates with Kwara over killings. Nigeria Air Force NAF to retrieve service weapons from retired personnel. United States court orders Uber to pay $8.5 million over claim driver raped passenger. President Trump refuses to apologize over video showing the Obamas as apes. Eniola Bolaji, 2 others depart for World Championship in Bahrain.
Don't forget that you can listen to us live on our website www.agidigbo887fm.com. You can also download our mobile app on the Google Play Store and iOS. Simply search for Agidigbo 88.7 FM. Follow us on Facebook at Agidigbo 88.7 FM, on Twitter and Instagram at Agidigbo 887 FM, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have news, stories, and tips for us, contact our newsroom on 070-8714-4865 or send us a mail on newsroom@agidigbo887fm.com.
Welcome back, and before we go this evening, here is a quick tip. Failure is not the opposite of success, it is a stepping stone towards it. Finally, we have come to the end of the news around the world on the most listened to radio station, Agidigbo 88.7 FM Ibadan. I am Bowale Akinbode. Thank you for listening. Good evening.
News is information, and information is power. At Agidigbo 88.7 FM, we bring the news from top to bottom.
The Oyo State government has said the over 1.5 million out of school children.
We give you reports from Oyo State,
The Oyo State House of Assembly has called for thorough investigation.
the Southwest in Nigeria, and the rest of the world.
Has clarified that the body did not receive any cash support from international development.
Trust us to keep you informed every hour, every day.
Agidigbo 88.7 FM, the people's voice.